Buongiorno a tutti, vedo alcuni richiami al regolamento.
Good morning. Honourable Member Bearder, please, go ahead.
Mr President, I have a point of order on Article 147. Everybody can be at risk from mechanical delays, but yesterday the special train delays that brought many of us from Brussels, where we had the most appalling circumstances, where we were kept in difficult conditions. Can I, as the Quaestor, ask you to join me to apologise to all of those people who were stuck on that train? But it's not just that train. Many other MEPs and staff had travel delays getting to Strasbourg, and it highlights the absurdity of dragging us 500 kilometres to Strasbourg every month. There are MEPs, parliamentary staff, committee staff, group staff, Commission staff, Council staff, they all have to come to Strasbourg. It wastes our time and it wastes money, and it brings this institution into disrepute. President, please can we ask you to talk to the President of this House and ask him to bring it up with President Tusk again and look again at the treaties to reflect the will of this House and give us a single seat in which to work. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Quaestor. I will certainly pass on this message to the President. Any other point of order? Yes, please. Honourable Member Matthias.
Thank you, President. I'd like to launch an appeal. I think it's shameful that in this House of Democracy we have interpreters who have been requisitioned. Draconian working conditions were imposed on them, not respecting their rights. We have interpreters in the booths just behind us who have been requisitioned. They have a right to strike, and I call on the negotiators to press forward. We can't do our work without interpreters, and we can't allow them to work without their rights. Thank you.
Thank you, colleague. We've already talked about this, and of course we will be making all the efforts necessary to solve this as soon as possible with a consensus. Mr. Flack.
Thank you, Mr. President. On a happier note, can I just call a point of order to invite the Parliament to congratulate the Bulgarian authorities for saving Penka the cow. Showing common sense and compassion can trump EU rules. Thank you.
Thank you. Honourable Member Zarianopoulos, is that a point of order as well?
President, this is about the interpreter issue. It's not just about the European Parliament. The European Parliament showed how democratically sensitive it was, allegedly. It didn't allow workers to exercise their right to strike. That's democracy. They are working under unacceptable conditions, 12-hour shifts, and sometimes only get one-day contracts and have to travel. I think that we have to condemn the decision that was taken. I think that this decision taken by the European Parliament has been withdrawn, and we have to allow workers not to be requisitioned. We express our solidarity to people who work here in the European Parliament.
Thank you so much. Our colleague, Mr. Coburn, you have also asked for the floor. Honestly, I'm trying to be tolerant, but don't abuse it. So, please, a further point of order. Is that right? A point of order?
Working? Yeah. Grazie, Presidente. I was interested in what Ms. Bearder was saying regarding the delay on the EU gravy train coming to Strasbourg. May I say, now she knows what it's like for her everyday constituents travelling by rail to work. I think she's living in another world on another planet.
Procediamo con le...
Now we move on to the vote. I will be giving you the floor.
The interpreters regret to inform you that a labour dispute is ongoing, the EP management concerning their newly imposed working conditions giving rise to a strike notice. Service quality is at risk. As a result of this labour dispute, we have all been requisitioned without the Intertrade Union Committee's prior agreement. This is a grave restriction of our right to strike. We also regret to inform you that the interpreting service will stop at 11:30 p.m. as scheduled. Thank you.
Prego.
Merci, Monsieur le Président. Très rapidement.
Thank you, President. Very, very briefly, I do regret that the train encountered these malfunctions, and I really feel very sorry for the colleagues and staff who were stuck on that train. We are in the European Parliament, however, and we must respect the treaties. So, colleagues, may I recall that Strasbourg is the official seat of the European Parliament right now, and that is something we ought to respect.
Procediamo con le votazioni.
Let us now move on to the vote. Right, we've had several requests for the floor on points of order, but I think we should really move on. Article 184A has clearly indicated without people have spoken without actually referring to the article. So let's move on. The Nicolai report, State of Play of Recreational Fisheries in the EU. A single vote by a roll call vote. The vote is now open.
La votazione è chiusa.
The vote is now closed. Approved.